Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Olivia Calfee. First at 4, London police are investigating a deadly accident that claimed the life of well-known race car driver Rod Carter Jr. It's our top story at 4. Carter was driving on Interstate 75 Thursday near the 41-mile marker when police say he suffered a blowout. The vehicle he was driving crashed into the concrete median. He passed away from his injuries. Carter made a name for himself in races in Corbin, Somerset, parts of Tennessee, and beyond. But his family says most people would talk about his attributes away from the racetrack.
Her car broke down, and Rod went and took his wrecker and went and hauled it here to Woodbine, not far from here. Fixed the vehicle, paid for the parts, the whole 9 yards, sent her back on the road and didn't charge a dime.
The initial plans are to have Rod Carter Jr.'s funeral at a place where a lot of people are going to be able to attend. They also want to decorate his casket similarly to the way his race car was.
Well, as advertised, we had temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s over towards the Somerset area. Otherwise, the majority of us stayed in the upper 80s. There's a live look at the WYMT studios in Hazard. You can see a mixture of sun and clouds out there. We're sitting at 86 degrees in Hazard. We're sitting at 90 in Somerset, as well as Jacksboro. Monticello, you made it to 90 degrees earlier. You're sitting at 88. 86 in London, as well as Manchester. Same story in Jackson. Pikeville checking in with a temperature of 85 degrees. Live pinpoint Doppler radar showing a clean sweep now. This will change as we go into the next several hours as rain is pushing its way through portions of the state. So if you have plans tonight, there's future view. You can see the rain pushing out. As we take a look at your Saturday, we'll see a little bit of cloud cover, otherwise plenty of sunshine. With the wind staying out of the north, we'll see temperatures going into the mid to upper 80s. But the 90s make a comeback as we go into Father's Day, and I'll tell you how long they will last in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Olivia, over to you.
All right, Eric, thank you. The June 30th, 2022 Allen ambush has made a permanent mark on lives and law enforcement in the mountains. Now, as the 2-year anniversary of the event approaches, marks are being made to memorialize the fallen officers. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more from Floyd County.
The end of this month marks the 2-year anniversary of the Allen shooting that killed 3 officers and 1 canine. But one local artist is working to make sure those heroes will forever look out on the community they died to protect. A new memorial mural is coming to life in the city of Allen, honoring the men and the canine that were killed after a shooting that took place steps from the building's face. Local artist Peyton Martin was commissioned by the city to create a piece to honor fallen Prestonsburg police officers Jacob Chaffins and Ralph Frazier, Floyd County deputy and retired Kentucky State Police Trooper William Petrie, and Deputy K-9 Drago, putting their larger-than-life legacies on display for all to see.
I instantly took the opportunity because these officers mean a lot to us. My dad was partners with Ralph for many years.
Martin says it is an honor to bring these portraits to life, and he is thankful to the city for commissioning the project and allowing him to paint. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Buddy, thank you. Martin began the project a couple of months ago and is currently working on William Petrie's portrait. Hear more about the memorial coming up at 6.
It is a project granted through disaster relief funds. Officials say they plan to build.
Intake is open for new housing opportunities in Breathitt County. Now here's WYMT's Chandler Wilcox, who was in Jackson with the details on the project.
It is a project granted through disaster relief funds. Officials say they plan to build 7 or 8 homes here on Highland Avenue. First priority for the homes will go to flood survivors and people living here in Breathitt County. Nonprofit Vahi is collecting intakes from potential homeowners, while the Housing Development Alliance will do the constructing. Jackson Mayor Laura Thomas says they are working to find more higher ground spaces for people to live in.
So people will have some place that they can live that's here in the community. And if they've left, we hope that they'll come back. We hope that if they're renting a place in, Mount Sterling or Winchester or somewhere else, that they would recognize that we're going to have some options here.
A timeline has not yet been established for when construction will begin. Coming up at 6, I will take a closer look at plans created by officials and the impact. In Breathitt County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Intake closes on July 13th. Those interested can contact Fahy at 859-986-2321. With the summer season in full swing, many people often spend their time away at the Cumberland Falls State Park. Today, community members spent their time making sure the state park is clean. During the school year, the University of the Cumberlands helps clean every month, but now that it's summer, employees open the cleanup to the entire community. Parks Program Services Supervisor Jihan Abadzur says the park hosts public cleanups as a way to keep the park clean and get the community involved.
We're trying to include our local community to help feel like this is their park to protect as well. So we're trying to make it fun and environmental, and we're just trying to include the local community.
The public cleanup included a competitive aspect as well. The person that collected the most trash received a prize from the gift shop. We'll have more from the public cleanup tonight at 6. And coming up on First at 4, so the Pope walks into a room full of comedians. It's no joke, it happened at the Vatican today. His Holiness's message to the funny people in the room.
That's going to be an interesting story nonetheless. Hey, take a look outside. We're seeing temperatures in the 80s. We'll go into the 90s as we go throughout the weekend. I'll have the details on the First Alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Stay with us.